Hello. Woo. Oh, well, let me do this. Ooh. Okay. Hello, hello. Hi. I am here. Oh, I forgot the water again. Okay. I had to get a lot of stuff done. You know, and I'm here and we are going to talk for about an hour. I figure, just talk. I have been going through a lot of my stuff. I figured, it's just the way it goes. Uh, it's a lot of work to get to go through a lot of stuff in my life, and to also uh, realize, how can I put it, when you have someone who's so jealous of you, and yeah, I'm just putting it out there, and they're not the jealous that is like, okay, I'm jealous that you got a pair of shoes that I wanted. Hi, how are you? Put a thumbs up. When we're going to just be talking, my cat's an amazing cat, and you've seen him on here. His name is Bobby, and Bobby, he's like, knows if I'm having a hard time sleeping, and he'll come up to me and he'll go meow, and he'll, when they meow, it's for us humans because they talk through their eyes. They're so quiet when they are going like this. You know how you do your eyelash thing? That's with Bobby. You go, hey, I call him and he comes like a dog, and he'll come up on my chest. And what he'll do is he doesn't do the kneading, he purrs and just gets me off to sleep. It's amazing. My cat's fucking amazing. I really do feel loved with my animals and such. And if anyone wants to come on here and talk, we can also bring out Mr. Predicto. All right. Yeah, I am. If anyone wants to say yes, I am taken. I am not going to be dating anyone else or anything. I got one person in mind. And no, I'm not going to abandon them. Anything, after dealing with the two flying monkeys who thought that they could the two flying monkeys thought that they could annihilate me and take my everything, my life, my everything, and that's what they wanted. They were like my ex-husband, another archon. Two archons wanted to take my life, my everything, because they were that jealous and that shallow and that low a frequency. Just putting it out there. And that's what I've been dealing with all summer. It's been a horrible summer for me of learning. It's been great of getting my shit together. It's been great. But as dealing with the flying monkeys, who I really, saying that I'm a nutbag, go for it. I can do a psychological test along with you two, and I'll guarantee they will be wanting to keep you like my ex. Yes, my ex thought he can get me one over a barrel, and my dad stepped in. Oh, go get a psychological test. He told us where to go. And I could share the thing with that because we're both going at once. And I'm stating to the therapist, I want to see what you find out on him, and I want him to see what you find out about me. So after we went there and did the testing and came home a week later, we get a call, hey, the test came in early for you. And I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, because yours was easy. You're a healthy female and you have nothing going on. He says, but I worry for you. This is a guy who's a therapist who's actually worried for me and called me when he knew my ex was at work. And I'm like, wow, I should have taken up and ran with that and said, yeah, I'm worried too. But I didn't want to lie. Okay. I didn't want to lie because I also knew that he would never, never let me go. as a person, as if I said, "Hey, I want a divorce," he would not give it to me. He told me that right out. So years later, after the fact, I got his test score. What was his test score? He's a psychopath, babies. They said in a couple years, the psychopath thing is going to be brought down to where it's a sociopath, but it's the same thing. Psychopaths and sociopaths are the one thing, and you look it up on the UFO, and not UFO, of the FBI, of the FBI files. They usually look for those two type of people. Those are the types that are going to spread rumors. They will not let you have an easy divorce. They have all kinds of what you would call, why do they have drama around them? Because they bring it around. I haven't had any drama around me. It's like the sociopaths or the archons. I know three, actually four. And one, when I seen her the way she was, the real the real version of her, I stepped back and I quit weed here at home and at work for 3 months. It was that fucking, oh fuck, she's a nasty ugly thing. I'm going to keep that in my mind's mind and keep away from that son of a bitch. And it was a beginning of the change where I wanted to leave where I was at. My frequency no longer belonged at the pit. And then I'm like, looking online. I'm like, oh, that's some eye candy. Hey, yeah. And I've seen him before. I used to go to his shows. Yeah, my friend said, "Oh, you're going to like this." I go, "What do you mean I'm going to like this?" Yeah, she took me to a show. And boy, that day, mm, my ex knew he was on his way out. He really did. I mean, beside the fact that he was having a full blow on romance with a married woman at the VFW in Hesperia, full blown romance. In fact, she told me, and if she still wants him, he's up for grabs right now. I was thinking of stopping at the Hesperia VFW and saying, my ex has been free for 4 years. You're welcome to get that if you want. Okay, because he had told me that she's a better woman than me. Well, hell in the handbasket, I divorced him and he never called her up. I wonder if she wondered, figured out what he was really about. And that's what we're going to be talking. Also, I think it was a couple weeks ago, a woman over in Florida decided to pretend to be a Costco worker. It's an actual uh, a news thing, and she got a whole thing like of alcohol and got shitloads of people drunk at Costco, which, by the way, if you're wondering if Costco was pissed, oh, they were pissed. They arrested her and she had yelled, people were following her around, yeah, yeah, party, party. So she had done free alcohol giveaways and everything, and it was something where your insurance, if you don't have a liquor license, you can't do it that way. I mean, I don't know what the laws are there, but from what I understand, that's why you don't see lemonade stands with the shot of alcohol, because it's called insurance and stuff. And if people get in their car and hurt themselves, what's going to happen is Costco is going to get sued. So no, you can't do what that woman did in Florida. It's always in Florida now. It used to be in California. You would expect to find something crazy, like going on, but it's been in Florida. They're crazy out there. I've never been to Florida. I'm going to be, honest about that. And yeah, the only place I've been out of the country was Canada. And like I said, my family went to London, and a big family, thing with my aunt and uncle. I didn't get to go. My dad said, I don't leave the United States ground. Really? That's what he had this whole, I'm just putting it out there. That's what I was told. I cannot leave the grounds of the United States. Like it's protection for me. I don't know. But I got to miss that. And the only place I went that was out of the United States was just Canada. And I used to get my nails done over at Windsor all the time. They had this silk nail wrap that was $50. In the US, it was $75. So I would drive down there, do lunch, get my nails done once a month because the silk nail wraps lasted a month. And it saved me, I think it was, because I used to get mine every 2 weeks, and it saved me about $60. And I do that periodically, you know. And yeah, getting drunk over at Costco. Oh, jeez. I'm going to be fairly honest. It's nice to have, you know, a little bit of stuff in your tea, but it's not, for me, it's not the, I guess you would say it's the taste and stuff, but not to get stupid drunk. I really don't. And I tell people this, if you're going on a date, don't drink. It's stupid. Why in the flying fucking blah, blah, blah. You want to drink. That's the only time I don't. No. And I don't, if some person offers me a drink and I don't know what's in it, I'll set it off to the side. I don't know if you put whatever date rate, but I'm so glad I am off the market and I'm in love. Okay. I love somebody. I really do. And I think no one is perfect. Neither am I. I'm not perfect. I don't expect perfection. I expect someone to love me and work with me to help assist me in life so I can help assist them in life and make things better. We have a common goal and we'll work towards it. That's what I'm looking at. And it looks like, hey, is Jim here? Oh, Jim, you're not going to go off on the side over here and say naughty stuff and hurt my feelings. Come on, Jim. You want to say stuff. You want to say stuff. You know you want to say stuff, Jim. Come on, Jimmy. The troll, the big boob troll's here. The big boob troll. Whoa, the big boob troll, the big boob troll. He got bigger boobies than me. The big boob troll is here. So put a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. This channel will get better. I will guarantee it. Yeah, so I don't know how you know, more or less, if you wonder what my home life is, I do have where my ex is. I lived with my ex. I wouldn't want to have sex with my ex. I don't care if he was the last motherfucking man on the face of the earth. I got enough battery operated boyfriends to, trust me, Adam and Eve, they look at me and go, oh, Stephanie's here. She's going to do an order. Yeah, I'm their best customer on there. I want to go and visit an Adam and Eve store, and they do have them in Las Vegas. Adam and Eve is a adult pleasure store, okay? They got little everything from clothing to battery operated stuff. Use your imagination. I'm not getting in trouble with YouTube, and no, I'm not showing them. They're my own private thing. So if you think that on the average, you know, I have my own life, but I don't go acting stupid. I don't go driving drunk or driving high. I don't smoke weed until I'm getting ready to go to bed, because that's the only thing that's keeping me wanting to eat. And I have to lower I'm down to, let's see, what is this down to? I was at 32 at one time. I'm at 23. I've gone down. I'm just keep going down. And the stuff's cheaper to buy when it's not as much. That's just right now. And it helps me deal with when I'm feeling like I got different emotions going on, and I just want to sit back and meditate. And it does help me meditate. Oh, it is amazing. And I sit and meditate and get in a certain good vibe, because some people just don't understand when you're in love and things are going around you. And yeah, I'm I think he's the most beautiful man in the fucking earth. He's just fucking beautiful and awesome. Yeah, I'm in love. And yeah, you know, no one's perfect, okay? Don't sit there and say, oh yeah, what people do. Yeah. What people do in the past is a different person. Just like I showed a picture that was 12 years old, and I looked older then than what I do now. Does that look that way? I looked older. I shared it on Facebook and I look older. I really do. I've had people tell me, God, is that the same person? That looks like your older sister. And that's how much weight bothers people. It makes them look older. So if you're a person, and my daughter, I'm I've had weight issues all my life until I quit using alcohol as a crutch, which does hinder weight loss. You have to let go of alcohol. If you're the big boob troll, Jim, let go of alcohol. That's one of the worst things, and it really doesn't do the body good. Okay, it's great if you're going to have a little glass of red wine to help your body, but and this is what I've learned: the red wine we buy that we think we're doing good for our body is not. Yeah, the red wine over in Europe is made different and is actually better for you. The red wine here, you might as well just drink some vodka. You're doing about the same thing. I'm just putting it out there. There's a new red wine company that actually doesn't have all the sulfates and all the other shit that's put into it, and it's a lot better. So just, if you're like I said, I'm not a big drinker. I'm not into drinking. I'm not into drugs. I'm into my Mr. M. We're going to call him Mighty. He is. He's mighty and beautiful. God damn. I seen his picture and I'm like, mm. Okay, it's my picture. I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh Lord, you're not evil here. Ooh, I can do some things to you. I do love him very much. I do. And if people are wondering, sometimes if I'm quiet and I know that he's going through some stuff, I'm not ignoring. I'm just trying to figure out on the internet how close I can get. You know what I mean? And I'm just trying to be respectful. And yeah, I've seen things change already for the positive since then. And yeah, I am sure that the flying monkeys know what they did wrong, and people are finding out, and it's going to be evident that more and more stuff will come out. But I'm sure the gist of the story is this: some people get jealous. It happens. We all get jealous. We all have that feeling. You wanted a pair of shoes, let's say. What was the one pair of shoes? Okay, the Back to the Future pair of shoes is a big deal about 15 years ago when Back to Future had that same, it was 2016, I believe. They had, yeah, it was 2016 where it would come to where the movie was saying where they went back into where it was all futuristic, right? Well, they had the shoes on sale and they were starting at $350. I was so bummed I couldn't get the Back to the Future shoes. Now, I know several people throughout the years, they've gotten it, and I didn't go, I hate you. I'm going to spread rumors about you. You got shoes I like. You got things I like. I don't like you. And I've had people actually hate me because I had a pair of shoes or something they thought I shouldn't have, and they would spread rumors. This is at the pit. And I'm going, dude, how old are you? You got a guy almost 50 acting 20. And you're going, really? I have something you wanted. Well, he'll probably steal it. And that's when you go, okay, I would quit taking certain things to work because they would steal it. That's what kind of people I had to deal with. And it's a learning lesson. Not everybody who smiles at you is going to like you, and not everybody who compliments you is coming from the heart. And yes, I knew what they were all about. After about a year, I sat there and said, oh my God, what did I get my shit ass into? I'm working for a company that is saying it's easy. You just do this. No, you got to play their little mind games of how they want to control you. Yeah. Instead of saying, hey, they have their little, what I call their tattletale person who goes and tells them every little thing. Stefania farted. I can't believe it. She just let it all go. I'm at the end, I farted and it was actually reported. And I am not even joking. It was one, and it was loud. So she made a big old do. I had a Karen I worked with, and Karen told him when I burped and farted, and I can't make this shit up. I really can't. There's no way to make it up. You're telling somebody, the management, and they had me come in and talk about burping and farting, and I cannot make this shit up. I'm like, well, and you know what I said? And I looked up, when you finish eating, which it would be after lunch when I would be burping and farting, after you eat a meal, your body's starting to break it down already. Since they didn't do their science, I gave them a little 411. When someone finishes eating, after 20 or 30 minutes, your body starts breaking stuff down and making gases. Okay, since they didn't figure it out or had somebody else do their homework, you start burping and farting. And I told them if they felt that bad, they can write me up because it's a natural thing that happens. Yeah, that's how serious they were going to write me up for doing something my body does after it eats. Because Miss C, I'll call her Cunty, got pissed off because I actually burp and fart. She was working in a man's area where that area, they used to have farting contests, outside and playing around and stuff. Yeah, they would have burping contests. But it got to the point where Miss Cunty didn't like anything. And, you know, it's obvious. I knew once she came in on hand, it was over for everyone. Yeah, she's, you know, another person who hated me. Oh, I had everyone hate me. They think I'm nuttier than a Christmas fruitcake over there because I don't believe in their jurisdiction of their life of treating people like shit. Hey, you can't give me nothing. I'll go and just, get rid of you. I'm done with you. Is that called using? I don't know. So I had to work there for 4 years because they really muddied my name and telling everyone around the area that I wasn't a good worker. I get there on time and I leave. Most people there are in the whole situation, the whole family of the pit, and didn't include me because I believe they really thought I was stupid. And I really thought, oh crap, they think I'm stupid? I'm going to have some fun with that one. And I did. Oh, did I have fun? I went and looked up how stupid people act and I imitated it. 2 years, I had to imitate and wear a whole different mask because there's no way I was fucking staying there. And I did not want to look that appetizing for them to keep me there. There is no way I can deal with that much archons and that much crap. It was like a fucking boss fight from hell. And dealing with stupid people, they all think that they're getting away with it. And you're going, yeah, huh? And the cracks came evident after 6 months of working there. I had to figure out what to do and how to deal with these archons. And it was more than what I was working with. So I had to really work fast and move my ass because you had one manager had their snitches and then another manager. Yeah, it was run. The best way to describe this is if you heard or read it on Ellen DeGeneres, how she ran her show, that's how they ran theirs. When they had a problem dealing with anybody, not anybody, say they wanted to get rid of somebody, that's how you know you're on your way out. And they do not run let's just put it this way. They wanted to blame somebody because another manager had a child out of wedlock and had a big affair with somebody. Yeah, I bet you wonder how her daddy liked that one. And she wanted 2 weeks off. So instead of bringing everyone back 2 weeks, they let her have her 2 weeks, but they ran out of time to getting everything sent and mailed out. You know who got the yeah, they told me in front of the entire workforce that I'm a piece of shit. Pretty much they called me a piece of shit. That's exactly what they used. I'm a piece of shit. I'm worthless. And like I was going to cry over that. I looked at them. They're ultra shit bags from hell and wherever hell is at because it doesn't belong. I would say if there was a real devil and he had an ass, they all came out of it. And that's just the way it goes. If they don't like that, then you guys got to learn to be real managers, not Ellen DeGenerate, Ellen degenerate managers. You're running a place like you're multimillionaires, but you got a beer budget. You need to really step back and think how you're being management. It's really bad when you have someone going, wow, you lost it. You should have called people back 2 weeks. And then if that manager didn't want to come back 2 weeks, take care of your shit. Don't bring people out and put it out like that. That's just rude. It just looked at me and I said, damn, they're losing their mind. That's what I thought. They were losing their mind. So if you want to know how where I worked at was like, it's exactly how Ellen DeGenerate ran her show in the background. That's what I had to deal with for 4 years. They thought that was normal. No, that's not normal. That's how you run a horrible place where people have to go for therapy for years. And yes, I did take therapy. I have been to a therapist. And if anyone wants to say I'm crazy, we can go and talk to a therapist and they can do a psychological test. And I want to see your test and you can see mine because I'll guarantee it, it won't be what you think it is. Thank you. You don't run a work outfit like Ellen DeGenerate because that's what she did. That's what everything was ran. Like they gave two shits less of you. Really. They can say all they want, but you don't bring one person up to blame for your crap. That's just point blank. You need to seek help. All right, now let's move on and we can go right now. Let's see how long I've been. Oh, it's been fun talking. All right.
The outcome cannot be predicted.
Now, this is Mr. Predicto. You're welcome to buy that on. You are welcome to buy this on Amazon. He's called Mr. Well, let me get this right up there. And you can buy this on Amazon.
The answer cannot be found at this moment.
And it was really big when I bought it. It's been a long time, but I'm sure they'll have it where you just plug it in. This, you have to buy it with batteries. It has the C, the little itty bitty one. Am I loved?
It is a strong possibility.
So when you're dealing with that, it's the hardest thing I've ever had to deal with. People who are not mentally, I would call that not mentally right. If you're going, hey, bring me some news. I want to hear the news around here. If you're having someone come up to you and tell you what's going on as a manager, you need to go back to school to be a manager because your job is to know everything without people telling you. My dad did. I learned how to be a manager through my father. But unfortunately, where I worked at, they really need to have a safe workplace where people don't feel like they're working for the Ellen DeGenerate, show. So does anyone want to have a wish?
Yes, I am sure.
And this is for entertainment purposes. Please do not tell people I'm like using this magical ball and saying it's for real. You do not have to believe it. You can believe it, but just know that is a toy that they sell on Amazon. yeah, so I'm happy. You know what I'm happy? I'm happy that I was strong enough to look at them, at the idiots that they were. I really am. They didn't give me my 4 days vacation pay. Just remember that. They are not nice people. They really are not. I had a Missy stole $80 from me. She has a gambling problem. Real bad. Trust me. Wait till her husband finds out. Like I said, they're not perfect and neither am I, but I know all their weaknesses, every single one. And I'm not doing nothing about it. I'm just sitting back going, I know about you and you and you and what your whole thing entails, and I really don't care to hear your excuse for not being a good human being. It just is what it is. And Miss Cunty, yeah, she thinks she's all that in a bag of chips. She's morbidly obese, just someone who served themselves. Closest to, I would say, lower than her frequency of snake belly. She's got a lot of therapy and a lot of work to deal with. And I do not want to deal with her. I think that I would never want to see her in this lifetime. I'm certain people, I'm done and I'm ready to walk. And I told a friend of mine who used to be a moderator, I said, this is who I love. I love him and I love him deeply. And that's it. And he's like, really? And I go, yeah, he's amazing. I I love Mr. M. And I miss you so much. And don't be afraid to not tell me anything because, boy, I got stuff. And, I'm going to be honest. I'm not perfect. You know, my ex has put me in places that my dad would have known. He would have really gotten angry. He was he was at Archon. I've known three, but there's more. And it's like a big boss fight when you're dealing with Archon types, and it's not good. They don't want to let go of you. They would rather put you in a hole to live in so they can have another woman. Oh yeah, that's what my ex told me. And that's why we went for a psychological test. I held on to it for years. And I should have just divorced him then because he was just a piece of work then. He has never, anyone who would ask him, he would probably say, oh, I had dozens of men. I had this. No, I had a man who used me. All my friends would go, wow, are you getting divorced? He's saying that you're doing heavy drugs. I had to take over when I was working as a cashier at Kroger, 3 different drug tests because my ex told my manager I'm doing heroin. I've never done heroin, so it pisses me off. That's all. He told them that. And I'm like, what the fuck? You don't, as a loving husband, tell people lies. And I'm like, what the fuck? I've never even done heroin. And he's like sitting there putting it out. And I'm like, wow. For someone who loved me, has a hard way of showing, with all his lovers on the side and all his this and that. After a while, you get to the point where you're like, I want to divorce you and I'm done. I told him that 4 years ago. He spent 3 months away from me to hang out with Christina and her friend. And then when he came back, he expected me. I said, I needed you. You left me. And I said, I want a divorce. I'm done. I am totally done. You don't want me. You just keep me around as oh, look what I won at the fair. Yeah, a little prize. Yeah, I'm not no prize. And I got tired of it. And it took me from January. Oh, I had an easy divorce. It was a $250 divorce, and he refused it. He told me, I'd rather see you dead and homeless. This is a man who said he loved me, but wanted me to spend I spent my money to get divorced from that son of a bitch. You think I want anything to do with that fucking Archon? He could go fuck himself as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, 7 months, and I had to beg his family on Facebook, help me, tell him to sign the things. He keeps saying I'm going to screw him, and then when he signed it, he goes, oh, you won. No, I won my freedom from your fucking crazy ass. Telling every time I turned around, that son of a bitch would tell people lies at my work and all kinds of crazy shit. I got to the point where I was asked by the Kroger family never to bring him to a Christmas party. That's how bad it was. He got so fucked up and drunk, it was not even funny. Yeah, I was told by Kroger, never bring him back. And I almost lost my job. Yeah, his lying just took it to the end. Do I want anything to do with him? No, I like to send him off with love and light and move the fuck back to Michigan and call it a day. That's where I'm at. And that's how I feel. I really feel that way. I send him off with love and light. All the crap he's told my neighbors, strangers, people in general. Another Archon who's pissed off. Oh, I don't get to go and play patty cake with everybody and go, oh, look what I got. He's a big, fat, obese man. And when you're a man that's obese, you're producing female hormones. Just like if you're a female. When I used to be obese, guess what? I'm producing male hormones. That's why obese women can grow a beard. Hello? Do I care for him? My son has a thing. I'm frozen in that perspective. No, I really am. I hate to be that way, but after he had told he told the manager oh fucking lies, and when they did the testing, they could tell if you have ever used it or whatever. Even back then, at that time frame, they said, why? And this is what management said, why is your significant other lying to us? And I never can figure out why. Why would he want to jeopardize my job? And we couldn't figure it out. And my dad said, because he's jealous of you, which is true. And he was, and he still is. And he still tells everybody lies. He told them that I had a bunch of men in my life. Well, that wasn't, farce or false, but I didn't have them as one night stands. It just worked out where, at that time I wasn't married. I wasn't with anybody and I didn't hurt anyone. And I had fun with other people. Yes, I wanted experience. And I did. I experienced and I had fun. But he made it out like, oh, you're just dirty whore. You're just a dirty whore. You're just mad. And no, you're mad. You're mad because I can get a guy if I really wanted to, which I don't. Back then I would, joke about it, but it was two consenting adults was pissing him off that he couldn't get a date. He went on a dating app and couldn't get. He told me he was on a dating app. I said, good for you. You should have psychopath dating apps and see how far that goes. Really. And I've just had to deal with a lot. After my divorce, I had to deal with the Archons spreading shit around like they were a flying monkey. And I had to deal with it. Because people had to realize I don't do those drugs or I wouldn't have kept my motherfucking car. I don't have a gambling problem, not like Miss C at my work who stole $80 from me. By the way, you and your fake crying to management, go blow yourself, okay? Yeah, go blow yourself as far as I'm concerned. I hope you enjoyed my $80 while you were gambling. Yeah. Her whole family does the gambling bit. She's got a brother who's fucking morbidly obese. Boy, when he came to work at my place, I'm like, I hope they find there's somebody here. He fell in love with somebody there, and I'm like, thank God he didn't have eyeballs on me, because I'm like, that is one big morbidly obese man. He was like eating and eating. He's now not just at the doorway of being diabetic. He's a full-fledged diabetic. He would eat a whole cake and blame his sister, and they would believe him. Poor Miss C. She's got, between her and him, the parents should have stepped back and stopped sucking the brother's farts. That's all he was doing. Just get a big old straw and suck those farts. Yep. Fart sucking children. They're fucked up. They don't know what's going on, but I'll tell you, Miss C needs to go to therapy and learn to love herself, because she could be a beautiful person. She really could, without all that evil flying monkey ass shit and stuff. She needs to take care of her shit and not deal with magic for a whole motherfucking year. If I can deal with it for without a year, she can deal with it. And so should the other flying fucking monkey deal with her shit. They need a lot of therapy. And they need to get their frequency up, which I highly doubt that will happen. It's just archons usually don't bring up their frequency. It just is what it is. And I don't make up the rules. It's just that's how they've been playing it. Drink and feel sorry for yourself. Even when I was really smoking a lot of weed, it still didn't go over the fact of it was cheaper to smoke the weed than to drink than what my ex was doing. He would say, well, you bought $150 worth of weed. Yeah, I used to pay your liquor bill. I know how much your liquor bill was, and it was about $550. So let's just cut that whole shit out. I'm not paying your liquor bill, and you had to go to, cheaper liquor. I'm not doing it no more. He can go on his own road. My road is with M, and that's where it is. I stand fast, and that's how I feel. Damn fart suckers. Yeah. That's a princess and a prince, morbidly obese, and the other flying monkey. The reason why she has health problems is because when you eat condensed food that is with a lot of calories and no vitamins, your body can't take that from a long period of time. When you eat shit food, you become shit. It just is what it is. I don't make up the storyline, but she has eaten that shit, and I've watched her eat 4,000 to 5,000 calories in one sitting at a Starbucks. She would especially have her whole Starbucks cup, and it was 2,500 calories with her two lollipops that they're not lollipops, they're cake lollipops, which are 300 calories with tons of calories and no vitamins. And then you got her two breakfast sandwiches, which are close to 1,500 calories. Yes, I'd spend time actually figuring out what was her problem with her body. She eats shit. She needs to eat clean, and she will never do that, which will cause her to have any vitamin deficiency is what she's dealing with, and she needs to find out what vitamins are being deficient and how to change how she eats, because eating 5,000 to 6,000 calories each sitting is going to cause problems with your heart, problems with your blood, problems with everything. And she's under the age of 30, so she's already having this problem. I didn't get that kind of problem until I was in my 40s. And I learned how to deal with it better than she's dealing. And she needs to take care of her body, because I don't care how much motherfucking perfume that flying monkey's ever going to take. I can still smell her stink. And she may think it's when you're morbidly obese, you sweat in places and I've been morbidly obese too. And my dad too. So I'm not making fun of someone because they're fat. I'm making fun of them because they don't give a fuck about their body, and they shit on it all the time, and they get tired of, I don't feel good. Well, fucking quit eating shit food. Because when you eat shit food, it shits on you. And after a while, and I've known this, people who do that, after a while, their body starts doing what Jane's body did. She was told by a doctor to change her body, her eating. She never changed. You know what she ate every single day? Do you know why I don't eat Klondike bars? Why you probably, unless somebody else buys them? I don't buy them because I spent a whole summer buying Klondike bars, 2 packages, and 2 bottles of regular Pepsi. That's what my ex stepmother drank and ate every single day on top of regular food. And she did that until the doctor said your body's going to start shutting down when you get to that limit. And she didn't, like my dad and I said, how long do you think she's going to last? I said, she's eating high caloric food with no vitamin content. That will be about 5 to 7 years. 7 years later, we went to her funeral. I was not wrong. You cannot keep your body without the proper vitamins and minerals. It will start shutting down. Matter what kind of caloric food you take, you have to have vitamin rich calories that will have your body better. So if you still eat that way, it's up to you. I don't give a fuck. I watched her, it's like my dad said, putting yourself in a casket spoon by spoon is what can be done. And it's been done before, and I've seen it a gazillion times. People eating shit, high caloric food and going, I'm obese. I don't know how to lose weight. Well, fucking, staple your fucking mouth shut, and anything that you eat, blend it. But she can eat a 2,000, what was it? It was like, I think it was like 2,500 calories plus what she had on her table. And I'm sitting there calculating it and figuring out the reason why she has all these problems that could be a little less intimidating if she didn't eat 5,000 calories in one sitting. 5,000 of high caloric food that has no vitamin helping for your body. And that's the worst thing you can do. Yeah. All right. It is becoming fall, and they are going over here they're going to have the fall festival. They have it every year. So we'll see how that goes. And I am for certain that it's going to be absolutely fabulous. This year, I want to ride all the rides, and I'm going to have fun like a little kid. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to ask if I can, take my camera around and show them. You can see what Omega is doing, and that would be, considerably a good time. It's almost been an hour, and yeah, I've realized that there's certain people, matter how, I cannot make everybody happy. I cannot make the masses. You cannot make everyone happy. And that goes with work and home, and, do the best you can out there. And I know how that is. I really do. I know what it's like to work in a workplace where management acts younger than your kids, where they act like they have no experience and treat you like you're in the Ellen DeGeneres show. And yeah, it's hard. Keep stoic. Don't say nothing, because they already made up their mind. They have. People like that are not going to change. They're not going to one day turn around and decide that instead of going to Starbucks and buy shit food, they do offer oatmeal with everything with it. They do offer healthy alternatives. But a lot of people, like I said, want to kill themselves bite by bite. And I see it happen all the time with my ex-stepmother. She killed herself through eating. She ate the worst shit. The only thing I could say that I do miss, she was really good at making confectionery chocolates. She really made them awesome. That was the only thing she ever made, the homemade chocolates. Really, I love homemade chocolates. I'm like, because of her. And I do try to pick out the happy things that she had, but she was another person. Like I told her, she goes, I can be your friend. You have to earn my friendship. I had told her, you have yet to earn my friendship, and I don't see you at the rate you're going earning my friendship. And I was 12 at the time when I told her that. By the time when she divorced my dad, and I helped her pack, and I took some pictures because she was taking all the wedding album. I just wanted one, because good Lord, that was the best she ever looked in her life. Let's just put it out on the reality. she never looked, after she married my dad, she gained 350 pounds on top of what she already weighed. And she just ate. Her favorite places were the trough, what my dad called. We used to go on Tuesdays to Ponderosa was her place in the 80s. And it's taken me a while to go back to those places. Now it's going to take me a while yet because Sid, she lives for those places. I mean, she's morbidly obese and she's never going to change who she is or change her eating because that's how she is. And she wants to show everybody that she can live longer by eating shit and being shit. It just is what it is. And some people never get help, but they want everyone else to. I don't know why she said that, but I will take a psychological test, but you have to take it and share what you have taken and your score, as they say. Now, I would like to more or less, we're closing this off and we have 10 minutes left. Do I feel that she's a person that I should be fearful? No. I think that right now she's licking her wounds, and unless she gets a bigger animal to sacrifice, which still won't matter, she has issues and needs to seek help, and I hope that she's doing that. And I really wish that she would go and do that. Really seek help, honey, and seek help for your health. Learn to eat the right shit, not the crap shit. It could add a couple more years to your life or not. I don't care. Do what you want. As for me, right now, I'm still putting in applications and I'm making my life better. The door you see behind me, I would like to earn enough money to pay some of my bills and to be able to make my door look like the Friends door with the purple door and the little frame on there. I want it. I want the Friends door. It look better than this crappy door behind here, so I can paint it and make it look like a decent door. So it looks nice when I'm on here. Yeah. So if you want to help me, here is my thing for that on my Cash App. So I would appreciate it. If not, that's good. Just put a thumbs up and I really appreciate it. I'm going to be going. I will be on again Tuesday. And don't forget, Mr. X is on. And he's going to be on at 7. I think it's 7 or 7:30. Oh, shit. Well, go in there early, 7. I usually go in there and check in because sometimes Mr. X does pop in. And it's nice to hear from him. And he is a man that has a relationship that's gone 16 years. And I respect that. That's called healthy boundaries, by the way. Maybe some of you can learn them. So if you're having a hard time losing weight, let me tell you, first of all, the first thing that you can help yourself losing weight is to give up the alcohol. Got to give it up and then I go on Simple. It's called Simple. Oh, shoot. It's the one I use. And it's amazing. I'm still using it. I still use the exercises. They're for not being a strenuous exercise. I really get a lot done. And it's called Simple apps, for your health and everything. And I also have this band. It says my body on the inside is 35. Yep, I use Hume, Hume, and I have the weight thing and not weight thing, but the scale that goes with it. It says that my body recuperates faster than most of the people I worked with at the pit. They said my body's a 35-year-old on the inside. Kid you not. That's what it stated, and how I, that's why I'm so energetic. But if you want to do that, that means you have, it's great to go out to eat once in a great while. It's great to go out over at the coffee shops. Now, I like Java Junkie because I get more bang for my buck. And they are to me, it's just what I like. It's a small company, and I'm helping a small company owner instead of a big computer thing that's over at Starbucks. It's great when you're in a pinch. Like one time I needed to hurry up and go somewhere and I was hungry. So I stopped at the drive through and I already made my order and paid for it and picked it up. That's nice too. But to eat that food on a daily or on a weekly is horrendous. It's not meant for your body. And if you're eating high caloric food that doesn't have a vitamin content in it, is very, very bad for your body. And a lot of people do that. They eat those, hot pockets and all those things. You got to go and do it from clean and stuff that isn't full of calories, that doesn't have the vitamin content to help your body heal. And I take vitamins, a whole lot of vitamins. Yes. So if you're wondering how to keep your body healthy on the inside, you got to work at it. And it sucks sometimes when people are eating all these high caloric food that has no vitamin content and you walk away from that and have something that's healthier. In the end result, even homemade at home is a lot better. So, like I say to people, enjoy your life, live it to the fullest as much as you can. And I try not to be judgy, but when people start, like putting, you got people fart sucking everybody else, and going, oh, you're just so wonderful. Oh, she's morbidly obese and she probably eats in 2 days more than what I eat in 2 weeks. And she wonders why she's got health problems. I already can tell you it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out you eat shit, a lot of shit, a lot of stuff that's not going to be good for you. Keep it up. I don't care. But there's a lot of people who do that and they wonder why, if you eat tons of stuff that you microwave instead of make at home that is wholesome and good, it is what it is. So I'm doing my hard work and I am going to be reading a lot tonight. And yes, I'm in love and I do love M very much. And I'm sitting here and knowing that he'll be watching this. So I will let you guys go. And yes, my dad did call it obese because when we got fat, he goes, we would joke, damn it, I'm obese. Yeah, you're obese. You're producing, as if you're a man, you're going to be producing more female hormones. That's why they get moops. You hear that big boob troll? Yeah. Jim, you got bigger boobs than me because you're producing female hormones. And then for women, we will end up losing our boobs and start producing male hormones. That's why women who are morbidly obese don't have boobs. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not making the rules. It's the way scientifically how our body works when we're morbidly obese. When we're fucking fat, we produce the wrong hormones and we get probably mentally inept. Brain fog, that kind of thing. It helps that too. But, just like the woman who works over in the office, she can go and take her opioids all she wants. And you can't count with you when you're high and on opioids. It's just the way it works. So I'm letting you go. I love all of you and you, Mr. M. All right. And I'm going to be in a good mood. All right.